Welcome back to my flippin' van life. Look at this sea otter. I got to see my first sea otter. I was minding my own business, looking out the window, and I'm like, what is floating out there? And then sure enough, there he is, eating all his fish. He's adorable. I thought I'd share it with you. We, of course, are still in California. I will be here for a minute. But look at the waves. It was a high wave advisory. So there they are, crashing on the rocks. So Christina and I went to Seaside, California. We went to 3 different thrift stores. Here we are at the first one, which is the Goodwill in Seaside. And here we are just looking through the cups. That Kraken mug I actually did look up. It actually comps out not bad, but it was $5. They sell for about $20. And we both decided to leave it because, I don't know, I'm looking for vintage stuff, but cool find. And here was a covered sugar dish, but no creamer to match it. Not the creamer that matches it, but it is a creamer, restaurant ware, thicker ceramic there. And then look what Christina found. She's like, oh, it's Pyrex. And she's like, this is the set my mom had, the wheat one, not the Crazy Daisy. Her mom had the wheat pattern, so we were reminiscing about Pyrex. And of course I had to tell her story about my amazing yet never gonna sell Pyrex again sale. So she was happy to find it. I was happy she found it. And then over here, we're looking in the candle section. I thought that little purple one was super cute. And this one gave me like, I don't know, some Swedish vibes, but it had a modern sticker on it, so I put it back. And we're gonna keep going, see if there's anything fantastic down here I can't live without. There's a cookie jar with no lid, and I just wanted to see if there was a maker on it, but it definitely had a modern UPC code on it, so it looked vintage. It fooled me. And I gotta tell you, prepare yourself because Christmas is coming, the holidays are here, and the stores are definitely packed with holiday stuff. And I am thrilled because I love vintage Christmas. Here I found an Unesco box, so of course I have to be like, well, what's in here? So I opened the box, and sure enough, there was a figurine in there. And we're all anxiously awaiting. Da-da-da! It's just a bear, like a little resin bear pulling a sled with 2 little other bears. Not as exciting as I thought it was going to be, but at least it wasn't like a Precious Moments or something. So let's keep going. I was looking at these cards, and then these cute little Santas caught my attention. Nope, those are snowmen, not Santas. And we are on the hunt for a couple different things. Christina was looking for cat cards, Christmas invitations for her daughter, and of course any vintage Christmas makes me happy, so I will look for anything. We're in the clear section. Never know what you're gonna find. I don't know what I said, but it made her laugh. And at this point, I'm just going to follow her and antagonize her because that's what friends do. And over here, we found some Kate Spade mugs. There's 2 of them and definitely some value in those for resale. But Christina has a few already in her inventory, and that's not usually something I pick up. And then there was an Anthropology mug with an S on it. And I'm like, wait. I'm an S. Hold up. Why are you putting that back? But it had a lot of wear on it, so we put it back. And then we found this travel mug. It's the no spill travel mug. I've never seen the original box before. And I was telling Christina that you could put it up on your dashboard. And it's like the first travel mug. It was not supposed to spill. And my dad used to have mugs like that. So reminiscent of childhood there. But he would also put regular coffee cups on the dashboard too, mind you. And then we're up here looking at more Christmas. And I really like how they bagged up their ornaments. Instead of doing them one at a time, they lotted them up. And I appreciate that. Of course, Christina found one epic mermaid ornament. And I'm looking through, seeing if there's anything I need. And I don't know if I ever told you guys this. I have one rule when I go shopping with someone who is local to the area, and that is if I find something, they get first dibs. Because if they are kind enough to show me their honey holes and where they find the best stuff, I want them to have first opportunity at anything that we find together. So there's nothing in this world that I need terribly bad, and if there's something great, I want them to have first dibs. So that's my rule when someone's like, oh, let's go shopping, I have some places to show you. And sometimes they're like, no, 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 but that's okay, I'm still gonna offer. I think that's more than fair. We're hemming and hawing over the ornaments. In the end, I did not get any because I don't think there was any in there that were true vintage. All right, we're moving on to the next one, which is the MPVS Benefit Shop. And this place was actually pretty fantastic. They had a wonderful selection of Christmas and quite a few vintage items there too. I have to look at the ties. I just have a thing for ties. I used to work at a restaurant where I was forced to wear ties, so I look at them every so often. These were all Christmas ties, and some of them had like the musical button. None of the buttons worked. I pushed them all, but they're there. And I just had to check them out. Oh, I like that one with the Christmas trees on it. That was my favorite one. And then over here, Christina's like, look, a dancing Santa. And it was flocked. I'm like, you don't want that? And she's like, no. So I'm like, all right, I'll take that. So that will be going in my Christmas sale, which will be coming up on Knickknacks any day now. Any day. I just got to schedule it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then over here, we're checking out the rest of the trees. They had quite a few trees set up with ornaments. And then they had some in bags. And they had a huge selection of gift bags. And I'm like, why would anyone go buy gift bags for $1.99 up when they can come here and get them for like 25, 50 cents? It just makes no sense to me. They're perfectly good, and you use them for 30 seconds. Now this, I think it was enamel on glass decanter, was real pretty. I like the gold trim on it, and I think it was only like $12, so not bad. And then this huge vintage ornament caught my eye. It was only 50 cents. It is definitely a vintage one, and I like the check pattern on it with all the different colors. So I did buy that, and that will be in the Christmas sale as well. So I was very happy with that. All right, let's keep looking because we're having some fantastic luck on these Christmas trees. And I think it's a great way to display all the ornaments that you might have if you're not going to group them up in a bag and if you want to sell them individually. That was a Shiny Bright. It was also 50 cents. I did pass on it because it was just the one, but I don't know. It was cool. But then in here they had the jewelry case, and there was a couple of brooches that piqued my interest. I did get that rhinestone one there, and Christina also picked out a couple things from this case, and there was another case that we looked at too that she got some stuff in. So really good selection of jewelry. And I'm looking at more vintage Christmas stuff. These are like little candle ring holders with holly and berry, definitely like new old stock. They had some bows, they had some ribbons, they had a couple more ornaments that I was trying to dig into. And that little Noel wagon was adorable, but I don't think it was real true vintage. And then I found these pipe cleaners, and I know these can sell, but they had a UPC code, so I didn't know how terribly old they were. And they're green, sparkly, but you know, maybe there's a market for it and I just missed out. And here's some more ornaments that I had to check out, and I'm like, oh, Christina, there's a cat. Do you want a cat? Her daughter loves cats, and she's like, no, I guess it was not an exciting cat. And I agree. I've seen better Christmas cats. And then tinsel. Ugh, any cat would have loved that. Up here, we're finally out of the Christmas. We're looking at some glass vases. None of it looked old or vintage. Definitely more modern. But I have to check anyway because you never know. That was a cute little bud vase. I like the color on it. It's like a darker amber. Over here, there's mugs and cups and lots of holiday ones. I think these Santa ones are vintage. They didn't have any marks on the bottom. They were only $3 each, but I didn't want to mess with mugs. You know, really the only mugs I pick up are like pottery mugs. So, And then I found these plates and they were absolutely beautiful. Look at the gold trim on that. And it was marked, I think it's Bavaria. Of course, my glasses are failing me right now and they are $10. And then over here, I found these cute little magnets. I'm like, Christina, magnets. Look how cute these are. And she's looking at something. Oh, she found a little pear. Look how cute that is. I think it's a brooch. I don't remember. We'll have to ask her. And then over here, I'm like, look at this pig pot. It is a huge casserole dish. Oh, it's ceramic. And it had a big old pig on the lid. I've never seen anything like it. And it didn't have any marks on the bottom, but hey, we both saw something new for today. All right, up here, there was more dishware, more cookware. And then I'm like, oh my God, look at this. It's a Kewpie plate. It is adorable. It has like 100 little Kewpie babies on it and a Santa hat. It was dated for 1973. It is older than me, and it was only like $5. And I showed it to Christina, but she passed on it because she didn't want to ship it, and neither did I. All right, now we're at St. Vincent de Paul, and right off the bat, Christmas. Because why not? There was Christmas buttons, lots of them. There was a couple of paper cardboards of buttons. And then that little reindeer was super cute as well. And then over here they had a bird. I'm like, is this one of the Target birds? And she's like, I don't think so. She looks like for the gold little hang tag. So I have to research that because I don't know anything about it. Or I'll just ask Christina tomorrow. All right. Let's keep looking. And she picked this up and then I picked this up. It is garland and it's new old stock. It was made in Hong Kong. It was made for Neiman Marcus. It was bought at Neiman Marcus and they only wanted $1 for it, but it was only white. So I'm like, yeah, that's not really exciting. So plus they wrote all over it, like the price, and kind of like ruins the new old stock in my opinion. Look at that bulb. That looked like a peacock tail. And then in here, I found this wood bird. I'm like, is this vintage? I think this is vintage. So I'm trying to get it off. Man, did I struggle to get that bird off so I could show Christina. It took a lot of effort to get that bird off. It's still on there. I'm looking it over. I'm like, do I want to go through the hassle? And I'm like, all right, let's keep going. Look at these little reindeer. Somebody took the time and made them out of wood spoons, like a lot of them. They were so cute. And then I had to look at the mugs. These were definitely signed, handmade pottery mugs. There was a set of 2 of them. And I think they were only priced at like $2 each. But they were small, more like teacups than mugs. So I thought that was kind of like a So I left them behind. And this vase was signed on the bottom. But it was pretty. I like the florals on it. I don't know. It was just large and not exciting. So I kept going. Over here again, walls and walls and walls of Christmas. Lots to look through. I found these 3 Demitasse cups, perfect for espressos. They were actually made by Lennox, but they were $30 and we both agreed that that was a little too high for resale. And this is like their special cabinet. This is like their lock cabinet. So there was some stuff in there, but nothing that I had to have. That teacup was a Royal Albert. It was not a Paragon. And then over here we found the Red Riding Hood cookie jar, and we both were discussing like how this has been remade over and over again. And of course this is a newer one and they wanted $30 for it. So even if it was an old version, Hull makes one, and I don't know, they're just too large for me. I don't think I would have got it even if it was the old one. And then we found this black glass. I'm like, oh, I think that's Indiana glass. That looks like their diamond point. So don't quote me on it. Just a guess based on my experience. And then we had to check out this dishware. And up here there was some candle holders, all pretty modern. None looked to be like Glassy Baby or anything. So we passed on all those. I had to check out this silver plate tray set. And if you noticed already, the prices are a tad bit high here, even though it is a thrift store. So at the end, I only got like one piece of jewelry from here, which I didn't even show because the lady, very nice lady who was working there, had to get it out of the case, and I don't like recording people helping me, so I did not capture that. Sorry. But we're gonna keep looking. Look at all these teacups, teapots, sugars, casserole dishes, and they had some old like rose medallion, and I'm trying to see if there's a little geisha girl in there, and there's not. So I kept going. Have to look. And over here, we both really like these candle holders. I like the twist, I like the cobalt blue, and they were $5 each. And then I'm like, look at this Santa. They were $2 each. I'm like, it's a bell. And she's like, wait, what? I'm like, it's a Santa bell. The legs are a clapper. And of course she's checking out the Christmas. But then I'm like, no, come look at this. There's two. We can be a matchy match. Look. I think she was kind of not intrigued or impressed, but cute. I liked it. We did not buy them. All right, over here, there was more stuff to look through for Christmas. And of course, you know, we took a lot of our time going through all the Christmas stuff because it just got put out. I'm like, look, that's a fan size Christmas tree. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I thought about it. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to have to hold on to it for a month before Christmas gets here. All right, I found these rocks glasses, and they had some nice Christmas motif on it. I thought that would be fun for the holidays. And down here was more dishware, more penguins, and cookie jars. Seemed to be a theme for the day is cookie jars. And this was a little nappy dish here for lemons, and then a beautiful little platter. But they were a little pricey. They were like $18 and $16 for the smaller one, but so pretty. I wish it were just a tad bit cheaper, because then, you know, there'd be a little bit more wiggle room for the tray, more so than the nappy dish. I like the tray a little better. But up here, I was looking at this vase. I really like the applied flowers to it. Definitely modern, but I still liked it. If I had a house, I would put it in it. And there was a bird on this jug, also modern, and that was $12. All right, let's keep going. Over here, we found a cow, a duck, a bear, all the animals. And then the perfume bottles caught my attention. Now, these are definitely like more modern, made in China, like not an artist made. And they were $15, so I left it. And then I found this cute little vase over here. That was definitely vintage with a flower motif on it. And then over here, look at this, more Christmas. There was Santa, there was bulbs, there was an angel tree topper, and in below here, I found more ornaments. I had to go through them all because you never know when you're going to find vintage ones. And I'm like, all right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. There's got to be something in here. And then I'm like, oh, look. Is that an otter? And this is before I found the sea otter in the water. And it is an otter with his shell and a pearl. I'm like, how cute is this? I'm like, is this an otter? I'm not good with animals. I'm like, is that an otter? And she's like, it is an otter. She would know. She's the expert. I did not need that, but she was carrying this snowman, which I was completely oblivious to. Oh, look at her. She's like, yeah, look at this. I'm like, there's a matching one over here. But look at these. Somebody made these snowmen, and they had googly eyes. So, of course, she had to shake it and demonstrate. All right, let's get serious. Over here is a lidded candy dish, and it had like a cabbage leaf pattern. It led me to believe it might be Viking, but I wasn't sure. The pattern was just a little bit off. And there was a candy label inside, like Ferrero Rocher. I can never say that. Those like hazelnut chocolate candies. And I'm like, I don't know if they made this candy dish or if the label fell off one of their candies in the candy dish. It's a mystery. If you know, let me know. But either way, I put the lid back and pushed it back. Also on this shelf was, I think that was a lucite timer, if I'm not mistaken, and some little jewelry boxes, and then some milk glass down there as well. And then up here, I found a couple more vases that I wanted to check out. That was only $2, but it had a little bit of damage to it. And back here was like a bamboo style vase. And this one was real pretty, definitely vintage. I don't know where it was made. It gets like Czech vibes, but I could be totally wrong about that. And then down here, there was some taper candle holders. I like that green one. But they were all singles. There was no pairs, so that was kind of surprising. And then back here was Avon for $7.50. You can have your own new old stock Avon cologne. Down here they had some Christmas stocking holders, Christmas cards, more Christmas ornaments. And then up here, these were Occupy Japan little floral vases. And I think they were like $10 each, which I thought was a little high. That was a metal vase. And then I found this glass rooster. And I'm like, oh, nope, you almost cut my finger. It was as is, and the tail was broken off, which was super dangerous. It was very sharp. And then Christina found this pendant, and she's like, is this glass? And I'm like, I think so. But the back was kind of throwing us both off a little bit. It had like little millefeuries on it. So I'm tapping it to see if it's glass. And then I'm like, well, let me tap it against other glass. Oh, yes, that's glass. It's for an ugly sweater contest.
No.
No? Oh, my bad.
I mean, like with G.
Here's a little bonus footage of the sea otter. He got a little closer, so I took a couple more shots of him. Look how cute he is. They are adorable. And of course, I can't go a whole video and not show one of the puppers. Look at his little tail wag. He is so happy. He loves being by the water. He is just all about it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.